Hello everyone and welcome to SuttonsDaze. Today we're going to chat a little bit about increasing your food storage by buying in bulk. If you're new here, I hope that you enjoy what we offer and I hope that you subscribe and come back often. We have lots of fun stuff that we do around here. Okay, let's get started. Once you build up your pantry, your brand new pantry, to about a month's worth of food storage, okay, now is when we can start looking at buying in bulk, items that we can buy in bulk that will extend your food storage. There are a few ones that I'm going to come off, top of my head. We've got oatmeal, pancake mix, beans, rice, popcorn, sugar, flour, coffee, okay. Those are some really great common bulk purchases that you can do. And the one thing to note though is that, like with flour, if your intention in buying flour in bulk is to make bread, then you're going to want to make sure that you stock up on accessories like yeast and baking powder and salt. Make sure that those things are around because you need those to make bread also. So if you have your month's supply of food storage and you want to start extending that month's supply to make that hamburger last more than one meal, maybe make it last for 2 or 3. Use that fruit so that it's not just fruit, it's a dessert or it's a breakfast or something like that. There are ways to extend your food storage so that it's more versatile and you don't suffer from things like food fatigue when you're eating it. Let's cover some of those things right now. So one of the first things that you need to figure out is where can you buy things in bulk, and that's going to vary depending on where you are located. I know for us here it's a little more challenging. We don't have warehouse stores or canneries or anything like that. So I rely largely on Amish stores, Amish Mennonite stores, or I used to rely on Walmart for 25-pound bags of sugar, but they have not had those in stock for over a year. So I don't know about yours, but ours here, they don't have them. So we rely on bulk purchases from the Amish Mennonite stores or from restaurant supply stores like Gordon Food Service. We can normally get our spices and things like that in bulk quantities from there. So take a look around your ethnic food stores, your warehouse clubs like Costco or Sam's Club. If you have an LDS cannery near you, awesome. Okay, definitely check that out. Some health food stores you can buy in bulk, so that's also an option. Check around, see where you can get larger purchases. Do the cost comparison though. It's definitely worth it to take a few minutes and go, okay, if it costs me $1 for 4 pounds of sugar, then how much is this $8 bag of sugar that's 25 pounds? Am I saving any money on this? Yeah, you are. Okay, but do the math to figure that out, because sometimes you're not saving by buying in bulk and you need to figure out which ones those are. So you've got your 1 month food supply and now you're going to start buying in bulk. Okay, how do I store the stuff that I'm buying in bulk, Lisa? Well, there's a whole bunch of different ways. We're going to cover just a couple of them here. One is 5-gallon buckets. You do not need gamma lids, okay? Gamma lids are, they're a nicety. It's nice to have. It's convenient if it's a bucket that you're going in and out of. They're not necessary though. So a 5-gallon food grade bucket, those are typically your white buckets. A 5-gallon food grade bucket and a lid. Now you can get the buckets from Walmart, and depending on how the wind is blowing that day, you may or may not be able to get the lids. So that's one of the things, that's the tricky part actually, is finding who sells the lids with the buckets. But Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, the last place I got a great deal on gamma lids was from Lowe's, and they shipped them to me. I didn't have to go there because there's not one anywhere near us. So kind of hunt around, peck around, but you want to make sure they are food grade buckets, okay? You can just put your beans right into a food grade bucket. You can put your flour and your sugar right into a food grade bucket. There's a lot of things that you can do this with, but sometimes it makes more sense, or it's a little bit easier to divide this food up, where you take, say, your flour, okay, and you've got a 50-pound bag of flour. You're going to put it into 2-pound quantities. You're going to divide it up into 2-pound quantities and put those separate bags into your bucket. You can do this with Mylar bags. Very easy, very convenient. You don't need anything special. A clothing iron, a hot iron for your hair, or if you have a food saver, you can use the sealer with that, with your Mylar buckets or bags. And then you take those Mylar bags and you put them into the 5-gallon buckets. It's like double protection, Super cool. And it makes it easy so that when you open up that bucket, you can just grab one of those bags, close it back up again, you're good to go. Those are really good. For oxygen absorbers, you can put oxygen absorbers into the Mylar bags if you want to. Do not put it in a Mylar bag that has sugar or salt unless you're looking for a sugar brick and a salt brick as an end result. You can also use a more budget-friendly version doing the same thing. Mylar bags, I don't have the money. I don't want to spend the money. I've got better things to spend money on than a bunch of Mylar bags and 5-gallon buckets. How can I store this inexpensively, right? Find yourself some 2-liter pop bottles, soda bottles, whatever you call them where you are, and give them a serious cleaning. You want to make sure that you've got the lids on these, okay? You can take the labels off. You're not going to need them. Once you get them completely cleaned and you are 120% sure that they are dry, that's when you grab a funnel and you start filling them with beans, with rice, with flour, with sugar, with whatever. Now, in the case of sugar and salt, again, do not put an oxygen absorber. With anything else, go ahead and throw that oxygen absorber in there, close that lid up, and that will be nice and airtight and will work very well for you moving forward. Just remember that you want to keep them out of direct light of any kind. The darker the better. You still want to keep them cool, and you want to check on them to make sure that nothing has decided to try to chew through the plastic, because as quite a few people mentioned, when a rodent gets something in its mind, it'll even go through that food grade bucket, which is why I really like the Mylar bags in the food grade bucket, because it's like double protection from them smelling them. Okay, these are just a few ideas on how you can extend your 1-month food supply for longer term storage. It's inexpensive and it's actually relatively easy. I hope this helps someone, and I would love to hear your ideas for extending food storage. What kind of bulk items would you buy to help extend your food storage moving forward? Thanks everyone for coming along, and remember, if you're looking for Mylar bags, there's a variety pack. I'll put the link in the description box below. Check back later next week and I'll have a video showing you how we use them. Until next time, remember, be safe.